That's Antero. He's just checking out the place, man. Antero the alpaca. And we've got Senior Program Manager for Plan Canada, Adam Graham, here too. And Janet over there is alpaca, is Antero's handler. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
We're talking about the gifts of hope that the catalog comes about this time of year, and so we want to reach in there and figure out great things to give. Tell me a little bit about the Plan Canada's Gifts of Hope.
Sure. So the Gifts of Hope is, as you can see, it's a catalog, but it's actually a catalog of socially conscious gifts that people can use during the holiday season to give to family, to colleagues, to anyone that they care for. And essentially, what it is, it's a gift that that goes toward people living in developing countries and all of the countries where Plan works.
These are important to get the kids involved with picking, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think actually that's a very good point, because what it means, it's an opportunity for people to really talk about some of the issues that Plan works on. So if you read through the catalog, there's a number of things you can find in the catalog. Plan works around health. So for example, providing a mosquito net for a family who's living in a developing country is one of the gifts that's in the Gifts of Hope. A number of other gifts are in there as well. And I think in particular today, what we want to look, because there's an alpaca on the set, right?
There's an alpaca.
Here's the connection. Exactly. So one of the gifts that we have in our Gifts of Hope catalog this year is an alpaca wool hat. And as you can see, it's beautiful. It's quite a nice hat. And as we see the temperatures going down, it becomes more relevant for people who are looking for something to keep warm over the winter.
This is an amazing hat. It's so soft. And I've petted Antero. He's quite soft, very calm. He looks like a teenager, right? He looks like a kid with a shaggy haircut. And tell me where does he live normally?
He lives out in the barn.
He's in the barn?
He's in the barn, yeah.
Okay.
He's got access to the pasture 24/7, and he just hangs out.
He just hangs out in the
buddies.
barn. And he's even got a little piece of grass that's hanging out of his mouth. He just looks like a cool teenager. And what great products can be made. It's like sheep's wool, I guess, in a sense, right?
Absolutely. It's it's very, very soft. And I think the connection, in particular with this hat, is that it is a product that's in the Gifts of Hope catalog. But I think the upshot of that is that what happens when you actually purchase this particular gift, you both get the gift itself, which is an amazing, warm, woolly hat, but on the sort of the other side of it is that 100% of the profits go directly to a project in Peru, a women's association that is actually making these hats.
Can I read what comes with it?
Absolutely.
This is right on the hat. It says, this genuine baby alpaca wool hat is handmade by the artisans of the Awajmakis Weavers' Hands Women's Group in Lima, Peru, with the support of Plan International. The money earned from the sale of the hats enables the women to better support their families, creating a brighter future for their children. Well, they do really good work, too, and I'm sure all that has been vetted. You're getting proper artisans working on these projects,
Absolutely.
Right? Well, there are lots of other gifts in here, and how are they delivered? I mean, how does this all work?
Yeah, so the gift itself, as you can see, there's a paper catalog here, but there's also an online catalog at plancanada.ca. You can go to the website and sort of look through it and find according to what you wanted to give to someone. So you might have an idea already when you look through the catalog of how a particular gift might fit with one of your loved ones.
The animals are popular, right? The chicks and the sheep and the hens over here and the roosters. People love the idea of giving live animals. But how does that really work?
No, good question. And actually, I think the way that it works is that, in particular with one of these gifts, is that, essentially what you're giving. So we'll take the example of a goat, for example. So you give a gift of a goat to someone, and what that means is that a goat is being provided to a family, but sort of what that means in the long run is that a family is being provided with, for example, milk. So milk comes from a goat. What that means is that there's proper nutrition being provided to a family. Milk is full of what? Protein. So it means that it's a really healthy solution for a family.
They can make cheese. They can make
Absolutely.
butter. It's a way of nourishing a family and make a living.
Absolutely. And I think in addition to that, it's also, related to, for example, income generation. So providing a goat for a family means that the offspring from the goat are sold, and then a family's income can actually rise from that. And so we're looking at issues like poverty. I think what that means is that it provides some security for families.
For sure. Can we give actual alpacas? Do you mind if I get a little closer? Is he going to be okay with that?
Yep, that's fine.
Can we? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, better
not
on the neck.
Not on the head. I should know that, being a dog person. Sorry, buddy. Do we give actual alpacas or just the the things they make.
Yeah, so for in this case, it's the things that sort of that are coming from the fleece from the alpaca, but there are options in the Gifts of Hope catalog. For example, goats and pigs gifts as well that are included in there.
Oh, it's like feels like a thick rug, a nice high pile wool rug, and he smells a little bit like corn chips. I'm craving salsa and guacamole right now. You're absolutely gorgeous. You've got the most long nails. Those are his hooves, I guess? Yeah?
Just toenails.
Just toenails. Great toenails. And he's just amazing. He's so calm. That surprises me. Look at this. Look at those great feet. And it looks like he's kind of wearing leg warmers, which is fun. But that's just where it's been sheared, right?
That's right.
Come on over. Listen, do whatever you want to do, buddy. Whatever you want to do. Have a sniff around.
I think
Absolutely.
he's trying to speak to us, I think.
What do you want to say? What, do you support Plan Canada? Great gifts, right? Yeah, we buy from Plan Canada, and it's a wonderful thing. I mean, when you are giving a goat to another family, how do we, if I'm giving that, say, to my niece or something, that's the gift I've given in her name, is there anything I can give her to show her that that's what I've done? Am I making any sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you can include from the gift, someone will receive something, just sort of letting them know that the gift has been made in their name. And so that's part of the process in terms of how the Gift of Hope catalog works.
Cool.
Yeah, so they do, someone does receive something letting them know that that's been donated in their name.
Here's one example. You've just received a Gift of Hope, so you get a nice card. I've heard that there are stuffed animals, too, that we can put under the tree. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the other one, I think this is a pretty good example, is Billy the baby goat. So since we've been talking about goats, so I think the benefit of Billy the baby goat is that sometimes you're actually looking, as you say, for something to put under the tree, right? So the expectation, obviously, around the holiday season is that there's actually something waiting for someone to be opened, right? So I think that it works on two different levels. It means that there's a gift for someone to open. At the same time, what it does mean is that a goat is actually being given to a family in a developing country.
Where is the greatest need right now?
Yeah, I mean, Plan works in 50 countries around the world, so it's quite, we're very much a global organization, and I think the need is sort of, the need is there depending on how the communities define what they need in the first place, and so Plan works directly with communities to really work with them, define what their needs are, and then build programs around that.
And you've seen that. You've been on the ground, right? You've witnessed some of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It must be so inspiring.
It is, and there's a lot of strength in communities already, and so I think that that's where Plan likes to work from.
Well, we have about a minute left. What's the best way to start making these purchases?
Sure. Well, I think the best way is really just to go to the website, plancanada.ca, and you can take a look at what the offering is there. I mean, these are some of the examples that we have right now. There's a book from Malala Yousafzai. There's also a calendar that's inspired from this book as well. So there's a couple of things already just to sort of let people know what's in the catalog. But really the best way is to go to the website, plancanada.ca, and take a look.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it, Janet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And Taro, you are the star of the show. We thank you so much for being here today. Again, plancanada.ca/gifts of hope. Up next, we're going to be having a holiday feast with Marianne Amadeo.